Ciao. Anyway, so.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden, and I am now a Real Housewives of Atlanta stan. I do love the show. I'm literally season 1, episode like 6 or 7, and I'm here for it. I'm also starting I started my Real Housewives thread on Twitter. So go check that out. I live tweet the shows.
I mean, I saw it.
Live tweeting. Yeah.
And it's entertaining. That's how I knew that you were on episode 6 or 7.
Yeah, because I have to talk about it. Deanie is one of the funniest people on the planet.
For sure.
Kim is nutty and can't stand. Sheree is delusional.
It doesn't change.
I know. I do know. Spring, summer. Like, I know it doesn't change because spring, summer.
That's not even like the height of her delusion.
In season 1, she's starting She by Sheree.
And will we ever?
And spring, summer is literally
like that's like season like 8 or something.
Like, so I know we're never going to see She by Sheree until like I think it's out now. Like, it's a thing now.
Give me a piece.
Right. But no one else matters. Like, literally no one.
No, they literally won't even last. So
yeah. I know they don't make it past the season. Deshaun's sweet, but she's like nutty.
I mean, sometimes they'll come back for parties, but you'll have to like be a true fan and spot them in the back.
Right.
Oh, sorry. My name is Amira, and I'm engaged. I'm sorry. I'm enraged. I'm enraged because I'm sorry. Sometimes I get my letters confused. I'm enraged. I saw a TikTok video that was called "Check out this neat food hack." So I watched the video because I love me a food hack. I love a life hack. Please explain to me why it was just a recipe.
Not true.
How? What
do you mean by
they're not the same? If it's a recipe, it's a recipe. That's not a hack. That's like calling it like a hack because you're finding like a way to change the food. Check out this hack to change the makeup of this potato. A hack? A cooking hack is like something like, oh, save a cup of pasta water before you drain it. That's like a hack, sure. Substitute peanut butter for regular butter in Rice Krispie treats. That's a hack.
Right. Using like freezing a pan before you using it and somewhere else because it makes it taste better. Whatever. Like, literally. But give me a recipe.
I was
That's
so
not a hack, babe.
I was so mad because the reason I'm so mad is because I watched the whole thing waiting for the hack.
And it's probably like one of the 3-minute ones.
Girl. Okay, I do say I like 3-minute ones because you can drag the cursor.
I wish they could do it to all of them. I wish they would just do it
know.
to all of them. Because when it's how long until you can do that? Because I know sometimes even if it's not, I guess 3 full minutes, you could still drag.
Yeah,
but I think it has to be over.
No. If you record on the 3-minute like timer, then when you post it, people can just drag.
Oh, it'll automatically. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So my thing is, even if you know your video is going to be 10 seconds, that could be too long. I don't want to have to watch the full 10 seconds to get to the punchline. So just record it as if you think it's going to be 3 minutes. Did you see that thing about them making it 10 minutes?
10 minutes. Like, girl, not just YouTube videos.
Okay, so I went live the other day. Literally, you talk.
TikTok.
TikTok? I'm going to vote for TikTok better because
Utah
sounds like the state. Yeah. The great state of Utah. So. I have cousins from there, actually. I was talking about this the other day. Like, every app does not have to do the same thing. Like, some apps can be specific.
They don't. We talked about this the other day.
Okay, that's where it was then.
Yeah, because
I get my Aries Twitter, confused.
Yeah. You know, we're around.
Yeah, they are.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We don't need y'all all to do the same thing.
No, it's like if I went on Kindle app and I was able to buy groceries on there. That'd be ridiculous. I don't need to be able to do everything everywhere. Because
that's the point of having the different ones. Like, I want you for a specific reason. When you start trying to be like the other ones, I don't want you.
I'm not interested. And speaking of people trying to be like the other things, I also saw that Twitter was trying to introduce a podcast button, and not only is it like seem like a possibly really horrible outcome, but I don't even understand what that means. What is the
I know.
difference between just like the spaces button? Like just having a place where people can talk. Is it like Clubhouse? What makes it a podcast? I'm like so confused.
And like, why?
No, my main question is why. Yeah.
Because what? Like no, like why though? Because on Twitter, I'm not about to listen to people's podcasts.
I'm
straight
listening
through Twitter.
to a podcast while I'm scrolling.
While I'm on scrolling on Twitter. Like, watch us be uploading podcasts.
Girl, literally, we're gonna be
Straight to
like
Twitter.
now streaming on Twitter.
Like,
Twitch
and
is
what is
real
that?
funny,
But what does
but-
that mean? Like, but if it turns into be something like that, okay, I guess. But that's still too much.
It's too much.
For one app. But it's also like that's too much access for everyone to do this thing.
I don't even
Like,
see
and
what
I'm
the
here
purpose
for-
of it is.
I'm here for people starting podcasts and whatnot, but it's like when you make it so easy, people who don't even actually want to do it will just do it.
Which is like a positive and a negative because it makes it more accessible, like you said. Like you could literally just record a podcast with your headphones microphone versus having to have like a whole setup and blah 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 blah. But then it makes it easier, and that's
Right.
what makes it worse because we already see people who do have the ability to make podcasts who should
Who
not
don't
even
need
be
to
allowed
be-
to
Yeah.
speak. Speak. I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
want to say it, but speak. To the masses, I'll say. You can speak to your mom and your friends and the grocery store people, but they shouldn't be allowed to address the world at large.
No. Not with so many people can see. Because we're not even going to discuss the video.
Oh my gosh, we can't because it made my body sweat, Jaden. I had a reaction, a physical reaction. Let me just tell you, when you follow a person like Jaden on the socials, be aware that they could potentially bring some mess into your life. I
will.
curated the perfect little bubble of happiness and joy and a little tinge of drama. And this man and people like him will bring the mess. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to block you because you also bring funny stuff too.
Yeah. I try to keep a good balance. Like, as much as I make you cry, I also want to make you laugh. And I want it to be within the same scroll. Like, right below that video, and you get angry, and your body fills up with whatever anger.
Rage.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever chemical is released into your body when you're angry.
Oh, I don't know.
Because dopamine is happiness.
Sure. Yeah, dopamine is like love, I think. Serotonin is like happiness.
Sure.
The fact that we have just like computers straight in front of us.
Right.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm gonna look it up.
This is our theater and communication studies
No.
degrees at work. We're like, whatever those are. But like, I want to make sure right after the agony is humility, and you'll be able to laugh a little bit and relieve your stress from all the trauma I also put you through. Like, I put you through the trauma, but I also want to put you through your healing.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, dopamine is the brain's reward system, like shopping or smelling cookies, and dopamine rush. Serotonin, is like, oh, give me my serotonin, happy, yay. And with the one for negative, I don't know her. I feel like people probably talk about it all the time on the internet because everybody is low-key a licensed psychologist. Everybody is a therapist. Everybody is Wait. I'm so sorry.
Right.
Jaden, we've gotten so far away from the opening of this show. What is this show?
I apologize to the listeners at this time. We know not what we have done. But what we do know is that what you're listening to and what we're speaking on, is a show that we like to call Ciao. Anyway, with Jaden and Amira, we about to talk about get into some things. Yeah. So, Amira, let's get into this next segment. Child, anyway, moments of the week. What happened this week to make you say, child? Anyway.
Thank you, Jaden. First, I couldn't resist. It's called epinephrine.
Oh, okay. I do know that
Epinephrine,
name.
adrenaline, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so but I don't, buy into epinephrine or adrenaline. No adrenaline rushes for me. Just never fighting or flighting.
Right.
So the moment of the week for me, I found myself for some reason at the dollar store, looking for just something to buy, something cute, a little activity, and I got a puzzle. It was like a 350 piece puzzle, and it was just colors, no like hard lines or really anything like this. And I was like, how hard could it be? I'll just try to do it in one sitting. Actually, was that even this week? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I thought that I could do it in the hour before Jade and I recorded the podcast last week. Actually, that's when I did it. And let me tell you something. Puzzles in general, the puzzle industry, there's a mark on your back. Sleep with one eye open. To the girls that do them, honestly, you are amazing. You're the mother everybody would want, the sister that everyone dreams of, the best friend that we could ever pray about. Puzzle girls are elite. I'll just go on the record and say that right now, because the level of patience and eye lookage and suave that you have to put a piece down and then not mess up any pieces around. Just thinking about it, I'm like so annoyed. Like, I finished the puzzle and it was whatever, but it was like not enough high risk, high reward balance for me. It was just like, so maybe that was my epinephrine right there. I lied. I'm very familiar with epinephrine. I'm familiar with it, and it's whatever. And that was only 350 pieces. It was like 18 by 21 inches. I see people do massive puzzles, over 1,000 pieces, where it truly is just like blobs of color. A cityscape where all the buildings are low-key the same. I just don't understand.
So
I don't
how
even
long
really.
did it take you to do?
Okay, so I didn't like go nonstop. Obviously, I had to sleep, so I would probably say like maybe like 3 days or 3.5 days of just like maybe 2 hours at a time. So I don't know, like 8 hours. Child, it was a whole shift. I don't know. It was annoying, but I finished it. And did I feel like, yay, I finished a puzzle, maybe I could do another one? No, I felt like, why did I do that? I don't even like Sudoku puzzles. I bang with a word search. Is that a puzzle? Crossword puzzles, I'm about.
Did you do Wordle?
No, girl, you know I don't do Wordle. I don't get down with Wordle. Puzzles and games of this sort, they're going to be a no for me. It's a no for me, dog.
I thought you were a puzzle girl.
That's what you think, right? Like, I give
you
puzzle.
You give puzzle, girl. You do.
I give puzzle because
You
I
give
am
puzzle.
patient. Like, I'm actually, I can do things and be patient about it. But I don't know what it was.
But that tested you, child. That tested you, child.
Maybe I need to get a more expensive puzzle, because this is from the Dollar Tree. So, like, I'm like, not the picture coming up a little bit in the corner. Not the piece is not fitting exactly perfectly.
But what was the issue? Like, what
it got on my nerves.
Not like about?
I don't like the not able to put it away when you're done of it. Like, if you want to come back to it tomorrow, you literally have to have a designated space for it. Like, you can't just leave it on the table. People gotta use the table. Like, that's why I like the other things I do, because you can just neatly fold it up and put it away.
So, what if you had like a new puzzle, right?
Right.
Right. But you made it like a thing where you leave it on the table, and as people like sit down or whatever, they also keep filling out the puzzle. And now like your whole family's doing this puzzle, and like now you're all on this collective journey to try and like finish this puzzle.
Yeah, that would.
It's a designated spot for the puzzle that we all can access.
Right.
And everyone, like, as soon when it comes to down or they're bored or don't have anything to do,
yeah,
like, there's a puzzle there that let me just work on for 30 minutes before my phone call, or while I'm on the phone, like I'm bored, let me do this puzzle.
Yeah, I like that in theory, but the only thing is that everyone has like a different process how they do it. Like, some people will organize it by colors or the organ. Obviously, I think it's so obvious to just start with the edges. I didn't know people would start by organizing colors. That doesn't sit right with my spirit. But
Very dark sided.
it is. It really is. And now listen, actually, Puzzle Girls, let me know if that's not the move.
No. I also am pretty sure that you start with the corners.
Like, it just makes sense to me because I think it's our like want to have an immediate win. Like, oh, we got the pieces. It's like quick gratification to start with the edges because you know that you're done, the edges.
But it's like, if not starting with the edges, where would you possibly start?
I think Puzzle Girls are just in it for the long haul. They're in it for the, just like fun. It's going to take me years to do, but it's cute. And that's another thing. Couples that do puzzles, what? I don't understand. The wavelength of brainage that you have to be on together to complete a puzzle, it's just beyond me.
No. Imagine someone takes you on a date and it's like,
Puzzles.
come over, like, I have a great night planned for us. We're going to do so much. And one of those things, the first thing you do is a puzzle.
It's going to be the last thing we're doing.
Because
the last thing they're doing because I'm gone.
Yeah. Only thing you can do because it's going to take 4 hours to do.
And will you finish? Unless it's like a 20-piece puzzle, it's not going to take... Jaden, you know those places that are like game places where you get a milkshake and there's games on each table? The puzzle table? Like, imagine you're on a date with someone and you're really... Wait, are you a puzzle person?
No.
You know, you kind of give me like... You're like apathetic towards puzzles. Like, eh.
But the thing is, absolutely, like, if you put a puzzle in front of me, I'm definitely one of those people. If I was in your household and there was a puzzle laying out, I'm definitely going to sit down and, like, play with the puzzle. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, then we're not the same brand because there's no way I'm sitting down at a puzzle. Like, just for fun. Like, that's just so random.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Stand up. I'm standing up.
But why do I now want to buy a puzzle?
No, Jaden, please do. Genuinely, please do, because I would love to know your experience. Listeners, if you get to this point in the episode, DM us, let us know your experience with puzzles, if you like them, if you hate them, if you think that it should be left to children. Why do they even have children doing them? It doesn't read as a children activity to me.
Yeah.
A brain development activity for sure, but like a thoughtless activity for children, kind of insulting for you to just be like, do this, and if you can't do it, you're a clown.
That's like handing in the newspaper and like giving them a crossword puzzle.
Here's the New Yorker, have at it. Like, come on, it doesn't make sense.
Like, baby, this is not that.
Literally, baby.
Can they
please.
learn all the words first?
Babies don't even know regular shapes. And you're going to give them irregular shapes. And they have to then, like, picture the negative of that shape that will fit into the spot. Come on. So, Jaden, if you were to go on a date to, like, a game place, but not like Dave and Buster's, like Jenga, like, Connect Four, Uno, and they took you to the puzzle table, would you be like, interesting choice, or would you be like, this is love? Those are the options.
I'd be like, this is an interesting choice. We're gonna sit down for maybe 5 to 10 minutes max. But I'm not staying here the entire time.
You're sitting at the puzzle table to wait for your drinks.
I'm sitting at the puzzle table to wait for another table to open up.
The Uno table.
Like, I'm waiting for another table
Connect
to get two seats available, because we're not about to sit here and try and do this puzzle the whole unless it gets. No, because I'm like, unless it gets like heated, but like, what does that mean? What do you mean? We're doing a puzzle. There is no heat.
It's so nothing.
No, it's so next to nothing that nothing is like envious of
begs
how
for
nothing.
More.
Like, I would rather do nothing than do a puzzle. But like,
wait, no, because I need you to do one. I need you to do one. Because I need to know if you get dopamine or if you get epinephrine.
Yeah. I love that those are our words for today.
For sure, word of the day. Imagine Google steered me wrong, though, and that wasn't the right chemical. Anyway, we've literally spent so long talking about puzzles, But I do just have one more question about this in general. If you were to go to one of these places, which table of game would you sit at? Like, if all the tables are available, which table are you going to first?
I don't like Jenga. I love Jenga, but I reserve it for like family friend game night stuff like that. Like I don't like the messiness of it or like
It's loud.
I'm over. It's too much. Uno's annoying because everyone wants to play it all the time. I would probably play Connect Four. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a good game.
Or checkers. Like I could play chess, but like a mean game of checkers, a good time.
Look, confession, because I feel safe sharing this because I know that you don't know how to play spades. I don't know how to play checkers. I know how to play chess, but I did have to expose you.
Did I announce?
No, I did have to.
Spades
Yes, you did. You tweeted it
on an episode.
No, but you tweeted it.
See, and you're crossing platforms. see what's happening. What's left in Twitter stays in Twitter. You know what?
Well, look, I'm sorry. So, yeah, you'll need to teach me to play this game of checkers, and it probably seems like really easy because all the pieces.
Wait, you know how to play checkers?
Checkers is the flat one, right? I don't know that one.
The fact that you're even asking the question.
I can play chess. Queen's Gambit vibes, but checkers?
Yeah. Checkers is so much easier than all of it.
Maybe that's why I don't like it. These things where you don't really have to think.
Oh, no. That's not what I said.
Oh.
It's just easier.
So you're going to go to the checkers table and imagine they don't know how to play checkers. Are you going to teach them or are you going to say, you're canceled, let's move to another table?
The person who I'm with doesn't know how to play checkers? Mm-hmm. I'm going to make a scene, but we're going to go to a different table. But if I have to teach you any of these games, I'm going to second guess a second date.
Second guess for the second date. My thing is, some games are like cute to teach, right? Like it's a cute experience. Pool, that's like obviously it's physical. It's like golf. It's cute to teach someone golf. Not really though, because missing on a swing is really, really embarrassing.
Really embarrassing.
The force in which you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, too embarrassing. But Uno, that's not really cute. Spades, War, yeah, I guess that's cute to teach.
But I also think people suck at explaining.
Yeah, but
like when you ask people how to play a game, they'll try and tell you too many details.
Yeah.
Give the basics. I was just talking about this the other day with like football. I can't tell you a single thing about football or like how to play a game or anything. Not really. I don't remember. But TikTok, on TikTok, this girl was like, I'm going to explain to you how to play football. That's not like how a man would explain it to you. Mm-hmm. And she explained it, and it was the easiest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
How did she?
It was like you get a certain amount of time to make it 10 yards.
I think even that's
if you can't make it to your like touchdown, whatever, within those 10 yards,
first down, second down, blah blah blah.
Like that's what they're saying. Like first down, or you get how many chances to get however many yards, and then you just flip and do it the opposite way.
Fun fact: when I was in high school, I actually did stats for the football team. Did I understand the stuff? Not really, because if I were to explain it, it'd be even simpler. Two teams don't want the other team to be able to get the ball across this specific line. They're going to do what they need to do within the rules to stop the other team. One person is the captain, essentially, and they are like in charge of who gets to do what during that's the quarterback, you know. And I didn't even know until I was in like, I don't know, 10th grade, 8th grade, that you could, once you passed the ball, you couldn't pass it again. That's not right.
What?
Because I was like, why not just pass the ball? And like, oh, you can't pass the ball. Like once the quarterback passes the ball, you're done. And that's not right. That's not right.
Yeah.
Jaden, sometimes talking to you is like so casual all the time that I forgot we were literally recording this podcast. And I looked down and saw the recording, and you have not even told us your moment of the week.
No, and we're going to skip past it because it's not even worth it.
Shaded. Okay. Are you skipping it because you don't want to talk about it, or because there's no rush? Like, you can talk about it. I don't want people to think that I like rushed you out of being able to talk.
No, I couldn't even think of one, and then this was just a rushed one in general. So I just rather not and speak when I have a true feeling
Right.
of like child anyway.
I mean, you could be proactively child anywaying for this puzzle moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is, I promise this is the last question before we move away from puzzles indefinitely. What kind of puzzle would you even get?
I knew you were gonna, because I was about to ask you, like, how do you pick your puzzle? Like, you pick based off the picture, like what the final outcome's gonna be.
No, you
Or
pick
it
based
speaks
off
to
of
you.
your heart. Puzzle girls know. You pick
Right.
based off of your heart.
Something feels good about this one.
Yeah.
What kind of puzzle? I think it's definitely given like picture.
Right,
Like,
a
aren't they all
picture?
pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. I can do a cute little animal puzzle.
That's a lot.
But
of
I
one
prefer
color.
like, but I would rather like a city one or like a photography and then like puzzling that together.
puzzle puzzles. To me, it's like, if I already assembled all the "Will you marry me's," why am I having to pretend like I didn't see it so we could finish the picture of us at dinner last year?
I did not know that was a thing.
You've
Yeah.
never seen?
I'm grateful.
Oh no, I'm gonna bring that
Because-
chaos to your timeline.
No, it's okay. Because a puzzle prosel, number one, the name. Two, like, it's boring. like I'm not gonna sit here with you all night and get proposed to. That's not what we're doing.
Some couples love puzzles.
I'm not doing it. Like, that's good for them.
For sure.
But let me tell my partner right now.
Right.
If you're listening and you think you're about to marry me or anything, and you think about to propose to me, and you do it through a puzzle, you don't deserve. I literally will leave. Like,
you know the answer.
I'm
is
not
no.
going to give you the no. Like, I hope the no is in the puzzle somewhere else.
Right. The last piece is like yes or no, but they're like the same exact shape. And they're
And
like,
then you get
it's
to
up to
pick
you,
which one.
babe. Immediately picks up the no. Doesn't even put it in the
Literally.
puzzle, just throws it in their face and walks out.
That's where we started.
Yeah.
We didn't even start at the corners. I saw there was a no. I'm letting you know this right now. If this says "Will you marry me?" this is what you'll be getting a response.
Whatever
So I
the
suggest-
question is, this is the answer. It doesn't even matter what the question
Because
is.
why are you asking me in a puzzle?
Will you move in with me? No. Are you hungry?
No.
Still no. I'm over this. I'm out of here.
Are you enjoying this puzzle?
Do you love me? Definitely not. And you know what's
Definitely
worse than a puzzle? A Rubik's puzzle. The Rubik. All right. So we have to
Yeah.
go. We have to go. My
We
hands are
have
sweating.
to.
My hands are sweating just thinking about it. Also, I don't understand that either. I've never finished a Rubik's Cube. The next, we got to move on to the catch. This is where we're going to catch you up on whatever happened this week, last week, future weeks, because the government gives us insight to what's going to happen before that it happens, so we know. Okay.
Yeah.
First up, fans of the pod and people that know us in real life, y'all know that we live in New Jersey. And everybody who listens to this who lives in New Jersey already knows this. And even actually, I think everyone in the world knows this. New Jersey gas stations are full service. Like, you don't pump your own gas. You don't get out of your car. Hold on, Jaden, don't react. But, and I actually meant to reread this article because I was like not following who wanted this. They're proposing to repeal the full service gas law. But let me tell you, before I even tell you what it actually is, I just want to say nothing drives me mad more than, okay, a puzzle's first, and then second, when people react to articles based off of the headline and they don't even read it. Like, the headline is meant to grab your attention.
Right.
Some would even call it clickbait. You know, in the age of technology, if the headline's no good, you're not going to read it. The headline does not perfectly sum up what it's going to be about. It's less than 10 words. Read the whole article before you are on Twitter reacting, throwing chairs, and flipping tables.
Please.
So the law actually, what they want to happen actually, because of the labor shortage. First of all, yawn. Um, because of the labor shortage and like not being able to get enough people to work at these gas stations, they want to make it so if the gas station has four or less pumps, then it's gonna have to be you gonna have to get out your car. But if it's four, five or more, then you're good. So Wawa girls stand down. You're good. I was on Twitter like I know that you're a Wawa girl because you know people who are Wawa girls post about it. They love taking a pic or like a boomerang at the Wawa. Anyway, first of all, I can't even think of a gas station like this. You have to be like giving dirt roads behind somebody's house to pump vibes. And
Wait. Pumps, as in like where the hose can come out, or like the entire thing?
I think they mean where the hose comes out. So if there's like
it's
two
like two
things, that's four.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's small.
Because I'm thinking about the gas station I go to.
LOL.
Like, it's not a lot.
But literally, don't even stress.
It's four things.
So that's 8. Don't even stress because when I was reading the article, like the number of the people that don't, the percentages are so high. It was like 72% when they polled of women didn't want this. But then they were saying like it just gives you the option, you know, like if you don't want to be inconvenienced by having to wait. But my thing is, that doesn't make sense. How do you figure that people being able to do it themselves, untrained, would be faster than the person that works there doing it?
And can't we do it now? Like, will we get like...
You could try? And then you'll be like, sir, get back in your car.
Do they actually?
Yes. Well,
That's
you can
not
get out of your car because you're going to Wawa, but if you try to like touch the pump... Do it. No, do it. I'm not even gonna tell you what happens. Go ahead, do it.
No, because when I'm getting gas, there's people often who are standing next to their pump.
That's because they're those people that love to mind the people's business and watch the numbers as if they're doing the math.
Yeah.
Quickly, like, oh, the gallon is this, so the number should be. Baby, get back in your car. You're making me uncomfortable. Or they're just stretching their legs. I don't know, but I think they were just saying that. Well, first they were saying. The demographics of people that they were asking were so random. Like, pregnant women said they didn't want to have to get out. Okay, yeah. Duh. Like, young people that are often attacked that did not want to get out. Okay, yeah, duh. I mean, I'm grateful that they asked these people because, you know. But when I was reading it, they were saying that it would potentially be that the stations where you have to pump your own gas could be like 15 cents cheaper. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second because right now the national average is $3.83, but the New Jersey average is like $3.89. So that's only like I can't even do the math. What's that like? How many cents difference is that? 6 cents difference. Right. That doesn't sound like 15. It doesn't sound like 15, but also pay the people more. It doesn't make sense to me, and this is why I'm not in these roles, for you to eliminate jobs because you can't find people to do the jobs that people are doing. Like, if somebody has to get fired because you can't find somebody else to do it as well, let them keep their jobs because now they gotta find other jobs.
Like, and just pay them
more. Or just pay gas attendants more, or make it better and safer to be a gas attendant. You wouldn't catch me out there, honey. No.
I'd probably be a gas attendant.
Honestly, no offense, I could see it.
Let me tell you something. That was 100% like offense.
No, I could imagine you walking around. What do you want? Gas. What do you want, lady? Okay, cash or credit. Okay, pop your tag for me. Okay. Here's your card back. I see it. No shade to the ones who do it. I think it's a great job, and we literally need people to do it. I can just see you doing it. And that's what I'm saying. Jaden applied and he didn't get the job. So what is the truth?
So what are y'all really trying to say? So when I first, because I gasped at the headline just now to repeal full service gas law. But if I were to read it, if I were to read it and see like the four whatever, like I get it. But as a New Jerseyan, I also didn't know how to pump gas until I had to pump gas until I left. When I left the state.
When you went to DC?
No, I
That's
think one time
shocking.
I got gas in like PA or somewhere, and I was like,
no, you're still going
or South
further.
Carolina.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's shocking to me because I was going to say before you said that like obviously you know how to pump gas because like road tripping to the south, but I'm sorry, do you stay in the car? Is your mom getting
absolutely. No. Oh well,
oh wow.
not anymore. But we also haven't driven to South Carolina in a very long time. Like last time we used to drive was when
Gas was
I
cheaper.
was like,
oh, when you were smaller.
and I was younger, but I was also definitely old enough to pump a gas tank. But it's like I don't know how to do that, so I'm not doing that.
I know how to do it. It's really straightforward.
I know how to do it. I know how to do it now.
Come on, Jada.
And I will clown someone else for not knowing. But was I definitely at the space where like looking at the pump, like I don't know what any of this.
Yeah, it's like confusing.
Absolutely, and it's like I never had to do it, and no one I know ever had to do it. As long as I was with them.
As soon as they see your tags, they're gonna know that you don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
and I think that's charming. To be like identifiably ignorant, genuinely, I think that's charming.
Yeah,
like it sounds like a joke, but like for someone to look at your tags and say, "Oh, no, they don't know how to do
poor
it."
thing.
That's charming. That's cute. Don't assume that I know how to do it because my license plate says Ohio.
I remember once on Twitter there was a conversation around like, do you pay for? I don't remember when this was, so it could be when I was trying to be straight child. But do you pay for like your girl's gas?
No, they have this conversation like every 2 days. So
yeah. No, but this was I was out, and it was me like I ain't paying for nobody gas.
No,
like,
I don't see why you would.
No, but it was like pay for your gas and was like and get out and pump it. I'm like I'm not
truthful.
That's to get out and pump for what? And
this question
like,
does not apply to us.
They was like, "Wow, you wouldn't do this?" I said, "Baby, I live in New Jersey."
I love the idea of you stringing along a beef. Like, nah, I would not do that. Like, screw her. And then like it comes out later that you just don't have to.
Right.
Everyone's like, chivalry is dead, and you're like, nah, I'm not doing that.
They're like, wow, you really wouldn't do that for somebody? I said, I don't have to do that for somebody. Baby, I live in New Jersey. Fill it up regular.
And they're like, why are you here?
Why did you join the conversation?
Why are you in this conversation? All the states, and you had to join?
Right.
I can't stand that question, and also the one that's like, if you out to dinner with your girlfriend and her girls, are you paying for their meals? I don't know why I put on an accent, but that's how I read it. That's how I read it. And it's annoying to me because to me the answer is obvious. No. Right. Why would you do that? Like, you don't even know them like that, especially if you're just meeting them. If you want to flex your money, and when I am like the beneficiary of said payout, I'm like, yes, girl, you got you a keeper.
Right.
My affection can be bought, essentially. My support is, it's payable. But I don't understand why even that's a conversation, honestly. The conversations on Twitter are draining.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all of them.
Speaking of things being drained, Joe Biden is... I don't know why I said that, but I'm just going to keep talking. Speaking of things being drained, Joe Biden is trying to flush the work from home pipeline away to the sewage of the corporation of the toilet of America.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So
America,
Joe Biden,
toilet,
the toilet of America. America's toilet is the workforce. That's my platform I'm running on. Joe Biden wants people to get back to in-office work. Before I say more about that, because I have talked uninterrupted for a good thick minute, thoughts as a person who works in the office?
In the office, Joe, let it go. Like, I don't understand what the need for everyone to get back to work or the office is. Like, I don't understand why we're pushing that narrative so hard.
The narrative push,
Like, even
is
actually,
for
like,
nothing.
but even like actually, like in forms of like capitalism or like trying to think in the negative ways. Why are we pushing for people to get back to work if they're completing the same amount of work at home? Baby, sell that building.
Sell the building.
Like, y'all don't have to come back. You don't have to pay none of this.
The lights have been off for months, and look how much you saved.
But you want everybody to come back. Oh, okay.
Joe Biden, first of all, he's a very confused old man. Actually, he's not confused. He's really intentionally evil. But he was like, so many times in the article, he says, like, I want the city streets to be filled with people again. And the people, I want to see the people walking down the street. And, you know, they say, like, oh, public transportation suffers because people don't have to leave as much. But let me tell you something. Since the pandemic, like, anytime that I have to ride the public transportation, I am loving how empty it is.
Yeah.
I am so grateful that everybody is at home. This in-office work, the thing that strikes me as trifling is how he's like, we're at a place where almost everybody can go back to work safely without a mask. The almost everybody is like disrespectful because whoever you're leaving out of that
Like,
matters.
yeah. And it's like you're leaving that specific almost there as a blanket, number one. But it's literally like the most disenfranchised people of the pandemic are in that almost.
Right.
Like the people who you should be catering most of your money to instead of giving it more to you know who. But like instead of doing that, you say almost everyone can go back when most of us can't or shouldn't be going back at all.
Also, it's like, to me, I think it's better. Like some jobs that can't be performed online, like for example, guest attendants. Of course, keep them there. But other times, if you guys claim that there's like a labor shortage, making all the jobs available to be worked from home opens up who can work for your company now. Now, someone can work in Seattle from the comfort of their Philadelphia home.
Right.
Also, they're like, everybody can safely go back to work without a mask, and those people that are like, you know, have to take extra precaution because they can't, if they're more at risk for this and blah 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 blah, then they'll just have to take extra precautions. That's not right. That's not fair, because it's like, it should be a collective effort. Have we not learned in this pandemic yet that doing things with only regards to yourself and your own health has gotten us nowhere? We don't wear, as a reminder, we don't wear masks to keep ourselves safe. We wear masks to protect others from us. It's so that if you have it, you don't spread it. Of course, it also helps that others who have it won't spread it to you. But the first, that's you being considerate of other people wearing a mask. So so even knowing that, it's just a bizarre thing to say that if you are like immune compromised, then you can just take extra precautions, when in fact you're not even wearing a mask to protect, like, the people aren't, you're not protected against the people without masks. They can still sneeze on your desk, and now that sneeze is on your arm, and now you're going home with a sneeze on your arm.
Right.
It's disrespectful.
And just even with that, like, these jobs aren't actually hiring.
No,
Let me just
they're
say
not.
that.
No.
I have been applying to jobs left and right for months. Ask me what job I've worked.
No, years.
The same one.
Years.
Like, literally been applying to jobs since the beginning of time and have not received one. But everyone's hiring. If you ask someone, oh, who's hiring? Everyone's hiring. Everyone's hiring. No one's hiring. Everyone has jobs available, but nobody is hiring.
They're not hiring. And I don't even know what the reason is. Is it because there's no person to do interviews? Hire that person then.
Like, let's bring me in for that.
Okay?
Like, I don't mind. Stink. Like, I know I applied for this, but if you have something else for me, I'll do that too.
I'll do it for you.
Just pay me both salaries. Like, I don't mind.
A compromise.
But hey.
And you know what? Speaking of things being uncompromised, the Dollar Tree. Now this may not upset some people, but it's kind of upsetting to me. The Dollar Tree, not the one that's like, wait, is this the one where everything's a dollar? Nah, that's Dollar General. That's Family Dollar. The Dollar Tree is where everything's a dollar. Was where everything was a dollar. They have since upped their prices to $1.25. What a ridiculous jump. Not even like 113, 107,
Like
just put the
110.
text. 125. Baby, you could only get 4 items for $5.
Yeah. But is this where you got your puzzle from?
Yes.
You
And
pay 125.
that's what I'm trying. I bought multiple things, but it happened gradually. Like different locations were starting to do it before others, so it didn't hit my Dollar Tree. I don't think then. But then the other week when I had to get more stuff, me and my sister counted a specific amount of stuff, and then at the end we were like, oh, this number is maybe we didn't count
More.
correctly. But it turns out that they tried to run game on us, and they obviously succeeded.
They did run game on y'all.
Yeah,
25 cents worth.
25 cents is disrespectful.
25 cent really piles up.
It
4 times and you're at a whole new thing.
Oh, dollar, and that doesn't even include the tax. So now you're not taxing $1, which would be 107. You're taxing 125, which would be like, I don't know, 133. I don't know. I can't do math quickly. Yes.
I'm gonna look it up.
Thank you. It's trifling to say the least, but when you read about it, they say the reason for this isn't because of inflation. LOL, that's debatable. It's so that they could have like a larger range of products and they can give you better things. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I don't want to get a full 5 quarts of Gain detergent. Maybe I'm fine with just 10 ounces for $1.
Wait, am I losing my brain?
Let me
think it's
pull up the count.
133. I think it's
No way. It's
133.
133?
125, $1.25 times 0.07,
Right.
which is 0.0875 plus 125. 133.75.
I'm sorry, but I actually can do math. Go back, re-listen,
You did say it.
pretend
You did
like
say
I
it.
never said. Don't. And this is what I tell people: don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt
Yeah.
yourself. I can do math. I like to pretend like I can't, but I can do math. Anyway,
it.
it's trifling. Will they see the last of me? No. No,
No,
I'm gonna
'cause
be
you'll be
over
back.
there. I'll definitely be back.
Because $1.25 is better than $5 for that same thing at Walmart.
I know, but sometimes like when you do the math, you're like, okay, it would be cheaper to just get it from Walmart though.
Mm-hmm.
But now with this 125, it may be cheaper still
At
to
Target.
go to Walmart. No, literally Target, Wegmans,
Like Whole Foods,
Acme,
Trader Joe's.
which is randomly so expensive. Why is
Acme
Acme
is
so expensive?
super expensive. Like that's why you go to Aldi's.
And you know what? I respect her, but she needs more options. I'd be there for the fresh produce, but oh my gosh, I'm like, okay, y'all need to have more options of this specific thing. Okay, their chips, no, they're gonna be a no. Drinks, questionable. Produce, yes. Okay, once again, so far removed from the plot of the movies. And we talked we talked about puzzles for like 25 minutes. So now we're like almost an hour in. And Jaden, did you want to talk about this thing that you
That's a
wrote
question?
down? Yeah.
Absolutely. So, like I said before, I've been applying to jobs and doing all that. And I always like to check the reviews for companies. Like sometimes things be looking too great to be true. And so I'm like, something's got to be wrong. Like I got to suffer somewhere. Like the pay isn't suffering. What's the labor like?
Right.
So I'll look up the job and the reviews, honey. The reviews be going in. Like there's never really names said, which I wish there were sometimes. But they're like, upper management does not care about you.
Yeah.
They only care about the money in their pockets. And I'm like, get them.
Yeah.
But then you'll see like 3 that's like, I'd love to hear everything about it. But here's the key. If a company is like in different places, you have to be mindful because
Yes.
it'll put all the different places in the same. Like you can filter it out, but if you're not paying attention, it'll say like Kentucky, New York, and Louisiana,
Mm-hmm.
and there are 3 completely different energies, and you're like, wow, I would love to work here, but every time I see Philadelphia, it's awful reviews, like awful. Everyone
Or there's
hates it
nothing
there.
for Philly.
Right. Or it's or they'll have their own thing. Like you have to really decipher because they'll have 20 reviews in the same place, but none of them are the job you're applying for. Like sometimes they'll all be like IT or like bus driver. Like they'll have whatever job, bathroom attendant.
Are you gonna pretend like you did not apply to be a bus driver?
Right. I'm sorry. But if I'm applying to like be a marketing specialist or whatever,
Right.
and no one's ever talked about the marketing team, like I don't know.
I know, and it's like, do you want to risk it and be the guinea pig, so to speak? See what it's like.
But it's like, would I leave a review?
No.
Which is the other question, baby. I don't care enough.
I don't. I seldom leave reviews, but then I'm always disappointed when other people don't.
Right.
Like on products, I'm like, why wouldn't they leave a review? Like
but
if
then
you bought
doesn't
it,
leave a review.
no,
Yeah.
never, literally never. I could have a horrible experience, and I'm like,
If I like something, I don't leave a review. If I dislike something, I also don't leave a review. If I love something, I leave a review, and if I hate something, I leave.
So it has to be on either end of the spectrum, no middle ground.
Like if I like it, if I don't like it, it's nothing. But if I hate it or I love it, someone's gonna hear from me.
If I love it, yeah, I only leave a review technically when they're like, when the stars pop up. But then when they say leave a comment, I'm like, no, thank you. You're asking for too much.
Right.
Sometimes on like
my
Etsy, I'll
coupon
like leave
code?
a review because it's like it's Etsy. Like, why not just quickly leave a review for this small business? But on Amazon or like Walmart, then no.
No.
I'm not leaving them a review. You know what you're gonna expect. Come on.
You've been here before.
You probably work there. Well,
Do you remember your first Amazon purchase?
you know what? I don't, but I do remember when I was younger and like I obviously didn't have a credit card. I would always put all of my cash money onto like Visa gift cards and then just buy like random like bracelets and jewelry from eBay and like AliExpress or Wish. My first Amazon purchase, no. Do you?
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
it's probably a puzzle, honestly. I don't know.
Okay.
For my sister, because she loves puzzles. Anyway, no, I don't. But I do remember Amazon buildings popping up everywhere, and then everybody in my high school applying, and they're like, we're so thirsty for workers. Like they're hiring for like $55 million an hour, and like no people really got hired.
Right.
But then it's always like they know, like they pick a whole group of friends and they hire all of them, but then no one else. It's like what
What do you know?
why are all
in
these
cahoots?
like wrestly boys working? I guess it's because they can lift 50 pounds. I don't know.
Right, because when they ask you that, what are you putting?
I put yes. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Why would I? Come on now.
Right.
I mean, that question right there is just ableist in general because, like, for jobs that don't even require liftage, what am I lifting?
Right.
Like, what? Come on. If you apply to work at, like, okay, never mind, because every place I think of has lifting. Okay, if you apply to work at, like, Domino's, what am I lifting? The quart of marinara sauce? Somebody else
No.
can do it.
When they do like shipment and like you got to do inventory,
But-
FIFO, first in first out. Last week, first in first out. Yeah.
But when are you working at a place where if you can't lift all of it by yourself, there's not someone that can like help you a little bit?
Absolutely.
I mean, I put yes every time because I know like 50 pounds of what? It depends.
Right. It's still 50 pounds though.
No, but it's different. Like lifting up a child that's 70 pounds.
Unrelated. Would you rather? What's heavier?
Oh my gosh. Would you rather what's heavier, sir?
Sorry, I wasn't appropriately ready.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh. Oh my gosh, are you okay?
I'm better now. I'm okay. Let's just move on. Now it's time.
What? What was the question? Oh my gosh, you can't pretend to choke just to get out of asking me a question.
What's heavier?
Right.
50 pounds of bricks?
They
or
weigh the
50
same.
pounds of feathers?
But you know, I literally was thinking about that the other day when I was lifting up like some yarn. I was like, this is so light. And then I was thinking like, when it comes to cotton balls and feathers, I just can't wrap my mind around
Mine
it.
around 50 pounds
Even
of...
a full cargo's worth. I'm like, I can lift that.
Yeah.
Full like 2-story buildings worth of feathers. I can lift
that. Yeah.
Even if it's like compacted, I can lift it. It's feathers. So that's why I always hit yes. Like I can lift 50 pounds of feathers because it's different.
Because honestly, what does 50 pounds of feathers feel like? Like, it'll feel like 50 pounds, but it's also feathers.
Even when you are holding a box of like cotton balls, like if you work at a store that sells cotton balls, it still don't be heavy.
No.
I just don't believe it.
Like, it'll be harder to carry 50 pounds of feathers or cotton balls because of how many things it would take for those 50 pounds to fill.
The area
like,
of village is bigger.
Yeah. That's what would make it hard to do. Not because it's heavy. Because it's not.
I honestly think it's a myth. I really
I've never seen 50 pounds of feathers.
Literally never. If you've listened this far, let me know if you've seen 50 pounds of feathers. I'm sure no one will respond because no one has seen it.
Right.
Anyway, that was the catch.
Right. At this point, if you're here,
you're family.
You're stuck with us.
Yes. So now, because you're stuck with us, you guys sent in questions for Take It or Leave It, Take It or Leave It. That's the theme song for this week. Take It or Leave It. People write in to get advice from us, and your options are to either take the advice or, just leave the advice. And either way, we won't be affected or offended. Also, I think that people on the Instagram aren't like sending in their things. Like sometimes it'll be new people, but then people won't return. I think it's because they think that we're going to like respond on Instagram, like give the advice on Instagram. So it's like, because I remember somebody was like, I'm not doing it because last time you didn't answer my question. And I was like, baby, fake fan. I did answer your question. Thank you for revealing that to me, that you don't listen to the podcast.
That you don't listen to the show.
So, I mean, there's no way even to get that out to them because they're not listening to this right now. But the people that have written in are people that listen. So it's whatever. Okay. So the first one, I had to really seek outside help for this. Okay. It says, give advice on which drugs to start doing or wines to drink. I'm becoming a drinker for real. What advice for drugs to start? Ibuprofen.
Therapy.
Ooh. The drug of life.
Yeah. I would say if you're going to do any drug, keep it simple. Let's go Mary Jane. Mary Jane, like, it's simple, it's cute, like, it's enough strains to where, like, here's the thing. So people who like try weed don't understand, or like who don't like it.
Put your pen down, Jaden. This is not a lecture.
Sorry. I feel like they also don't understand, like, there's so many ways to go about it. Like, you not only have different strains, but you also have different ways of encountering weed. Right. You can do an edible. You can do a bong. They have liquid THC.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of ways to go about it. That's number one. Two, there's sativas, there's indicas, and there's hybrids. Sativa is you're more like, it'll help you focus. It'll allow you to have a little more energy. Indica is in the couch. It'll make you drowsy, a little more tired. Like, that's how I remember it. That's literally how I remember it.
That's funny.
And then hybrid is usually a mixture of both. a lot of people like indica, and you'll run into indica a lot more than you run into sativa, because indica gives you like the high feeling of like almost drowsiness. It's good for.
I've heard like the difference between like a head high or a body high or something like this.
Yeah.
Is this what you're...
Well, they both can give those, but indica is definitely give you more of a body high than anything. Like you'll feel its effects more than if you were doing like sativa. Sativa, you can actually like artists will listen. Janae Aiko, when she made the song Sativa, she switched to smoking only sativa and she finished her album, because like you can focus and you can be creative. Like that's where a lot of creative whatever comes. If you want to learn more about it, download the app Leafly, Leafly, and it's literally like all strains, and it'll give you like its breakdown and like what it does for anxiety, but it'll even show you the bad. Like this can make you more anxious. This can make you paranoid, like drowsy. And people will also leave reviews and say like, this was amazing. Like I did this at this time and I was out at a party and that's how I felt. And it's a little community over there. So
I love that.
Yeah.
But my advice on which drug to start is none of them, because they're all expensive. Like they all cost money.
They all are very expensive.
So
very
expensive. Start. But as far as wine, I like reached out to some people, and my sister says if you like sweet Moscato wine, and then brands that are like your basic brands that you just need to know: Stella Rose, Barefoot, Katina Gabriel, Flip Flop, Gallows, Bartenura, something like this. I don't know. When it comes to wines, like I also wanted to get into it more because I don't know, it looks cool, it looks fun, and people drink and they know about it. And I was gonna go on a wine tasting tour, but then I remembered I didn't have any money. But if you have money for drugs and wine, go on a wine tour. Like taste some wines, especially if, and I'm trying to remember, ask this question, Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do they live near all those wineries? Because there's a lot of wineries in South Jersey.
They live near, like Trenton area.
I don't know. Okay, well, you know what? Mosey on down to where the wines places are and
Wine
go on
country.
a wine tour, because, like, where we went to college,
And I know
there's
the person,
so
they've been
many.
on a wine tour.
So then, baby,
Well, we went wine tasting.
This feels like an insult then. This person, you know both. You know which drugs to do. You know which wine to drink. Are you testing us?
I think, okay, I'll give actual answers, because you've clearly offended Amira in our
No,
show,
you did give a good answer. That was a good answer.
No, for the
wines.
drinking, the wine part. Okay, if you want to get lit, Pinot Grigio.
Okay, but are they good?
That's not.
And don't lie.
I'm getting to that. Okay. Pinot is a drier wine, so like, yeah, it's going to be a little drier, but it's higher in like alcohol content. So yeah. If you want to get drunker, like you want to spend $14 on a bottle and like get drunk, Pinot Grigio is your way to go. Or Teleport, but like, okay, don't ever ask anyone else about Teleport. The person who wrote this, they also don't like Teleport, but I'm still gonna talk about it. Teleport is like, we call it Henny wine.
Already, yeah.
I love Henny though, so I also love Teleport. But that wine, no one has a good story. You're gonna get drunk, like off the back, and it's so cheap. So you're gonna have a hangover, but it's a good time. Like it is a good time. Like if you want to have a lot of fun, like have a grand time and get like wine drunk.
I think that the way this question is phrased, like I'm becoming a drinker, that makes me believe that they want to be like a wine after work type of person, like a glass of wine after work.
And if you want to get really drunk after work, get you some Teleport. Okay, but if you want a cute wine, they have like the Cupcake brand. All of theirs is pretty good. Pink Moscato, basic. I don't like juice wines, like wines that try to taste like juice or like are so sweet and so ugh. Like I want a wine, a grown and sexy. Start trying red wines, everyone. Everyone start trying red wines. white wines are cute, and that's what everybody is gravitated to, whatever. And because red wines also tend to be very dry. But hey, try some red wines. I also wanted to get into wines. I wanted to be like a wine connoisseur. Like
A sommelier.
isn't that like a nationality?
That's Somalian.
Just
go.
Yeah.
I'm so done.
Because I want to be the person where like we go out to eat
And you know.
and I'm like, I have the perfect drink for you.
You've got to try this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be that person, but it tastes like acetone.
Well,
And
I want to do that with all liquor. Like, I want to like have like a book of like bartending or whatever. So like when we go out to eat or when people come to my home, I can like make a drink and it's like have your perfect drink.
I used to want to be a bartender because it looked fun, but then I'm like, oh, you have to be familiar with the way they taste. I have to taste the drink. It's gonna be a no for me. It's gonna be a no. But I think that that could be fun. And when this person who I know is listening, when you figure out what wines you like, let us know. Specifically me, because Jaden clearly already has his picked out. Let me know what I should drink, because I had to buy my sister wine for Christmas. Oh my gosh. Laughable. My other sister was like, she's going to be so mad that you got her this. Like, this wine is like not good. It's trifling. And I was like, but it was significantly cheaper. And that's my problem. Anyway, so yeah, I hope that helps. Don't start drugs because they're expensive and other reasons. And wines, I don't know. Take a quiz. Actually, there's that thing. There's like apps and like different websites where you can like take a wine quiz and then you can become subscribed and they'll send you like different wines every month to try so that you know. Right. And if you have money to start doing drugs, you definitely have money for a subscription.
A wine one at that.
Okay. Next, go ahead, Jada.
So this one is give me advice about being more emotionally available / expressing emotions.
What's this person's sign?
Birthday February.
Is it Aquarius?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What's Meg? Meg's an Aquarius. Yeah, Aquarius season. Beginning of February, so.
Capricorn?
No. Beginning of January is Capricorn. Ending of January, beginning of February is Aquarius.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even know why I asked. But I don't know. Jade and I are both Cancer moons, and that's fun fact for the day. What is my advice on how to become more emotionally available / expressing emotions? Well, I think it's important first to note that Jade and I are not licensed in anything, so this advice is definitely probably leaning more towards the leave it. You could take it if you want, but you should leave it. But we're gonna give it anyway. I think to first probably start being more vulnerable in a place where it's absolutely certified safe, like a journal or a video diary, because then you could just get into the habit and you can get into the like muscle memory of being open and available in this way. And then maybe then you could move up to the next safest thing until you get to the full openness of this. Also, I think that you probably just have to start also with being emotionally available and honest with yourself, because the journal one probably is going to be the hardest one. Like just being honest with yourself, because that is very scary. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're listening at this point, we also want to know your moon sign. So DM us.
Yeah. Definitely.
DM us, Child Anime Podcast, or our personal, if you know it. Mm-hmm. It's in the bio now, which is so
It is. And I had to change it because you changed your Instagram name, but you didn't change it on the podcast, so people would not be able to find you.
Yeah, because they're looking for me.
Always.
Right. I agree with everything Amira said. I also think finding someone you feel comfortable with being vulnerable to. Like, even if it's your dog, like even if it's like a pet or like your plants or the poster of Beyonce's Homecoming, whatever, and you're just like, you're able to like speak how you're feeling and address how you're feeling. Sometimes I think people will have the emotions but not necessarily know even what they are or how to like deal with them. So in order to, I know for me, and I had therapy the other day, I I told my therapist, I was like, by the time I get to you, I've already processed everything I was dealing with. I said, but she was like, do you want to change your days? I said, no, I prefer it this way because if not, I'd come to you in the midst of the issue and you wouldn't be talking. It would be me just trying to processing it in the meeting. I'm like, so I always process first before I'm even able to like speak about what the emotions are. Vulnerability is something I'm also working on. So I think learning so much about you where you know what emotion you're having and how your body reacts to that emotion, it'll be easier to decipher like one, who you can share how you're feeling with, when to share how you're feeling. Like, y'all are making me uncomfortable. Boom. And people who respect your boundaries and respect your space, they'll do things to avoid making you uncomfortable. Um, but yeah, write it down. Find a dog. Uh, text some random person on Twitter. Like, start a podcast on Twitter and just tell everyone how you're feeling.
Okay, I'm sorry, if you start a podcast on Twitter to tell people how you're feeling, you will immediately get unfollowed. But I would say also, like, something that stops people from, like, being emotionally available or, like, being honest is, like, trying to be funny. Like, sometimes I do that, too, where it's, like, you could just be honest about, like, if you're hurt, but instead you make a joke about it, and then you kind of, like, deflect. So, I mean, I don't know if you have a habit of doing that. I mean, I always try to practice pausing before I say things because it's like, do I need to say this? Am I the person who needs to say this? And does it need to be said right now? Especially in regards to the way that you want to express how you're feeling. If it's about to be a joke, if the purpose of you saying it is for a laugh, but it's at the expense of how you're feeling, rephrase it. Don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it that way.
You definitely that, because hello, we're both good for that. Like, I'm definitely good for like saying how I'm feeling in a joking way to like make it come off softer, but not no more. Not recently. Like recently, if I'm hurt, and it's not to hurt the person, but it's to show the impact. Like, if someone did something to me that hurt my feelings, I'm not about to be like make a joke out of it.
You wrong for that, so bro.
Right, and package it sweetly to them because it wasn't necessarily packaged sweetly to me. And not just to, like, deflect the same attitude or try and just, like, repurpose my anger back to you.
Right.
But it's like, if this is something I care about, because it's not just a random person on the street, it's, like, usually a friend who has the most hold over our emotions, or a family or people who we've grown to have a connection with. So, like, if it's these people, hello, like, I don't like what you said the other day. What'd I say? You said this, da, da, da. Because sometimes people don't even understand, like, what they're saying sometimes. Like, the way you said, like, you pause before you say things. Some people just say things and not even know the impact that it has. Like, I'm good for saying, and that's me. Like, I'm good for saying something, and then someone later being like, Jaden, that was mean. And I'm like, huh? But a lot of times people also don't understand, like, I wasn't being mean at all. Like, cause especially when it's through text. Don't get me started. People will read my text and be like, was Jaden being mean just there? I said, do you like cheese on your omelet? What are you talking about? Was I being mean? Like, and I know I can be mean. I can be all that. Now everybody make this about me. My Leo rising is showing, and everybody makes this about me. I know I can be mean, but I don't necessarily always have the intention. So sometimes people will hurt your feelings unintentionally, and you said a few episodes like ago, people, you see your intentions, other people see your actions, and that could be it. Like, their intention may not have been in any malicious way, but people, you can't control your emotions. Like, you can't control your feelings, how you feel about something. Like,
no.
So understand what you're trying to say to make sure your emotions don't carry you again. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, get the emotions out of it so you can think logically about the situation. So then you can be more vulnerable. And you're coming from a place of, like, processed and understanding, like, where I'm coming from. So I can't be gaslighted. I can't be, like, you can't tell me what I was trying to say because I know what I'm trying to say because this happened 2 weeks ago and I've been waiting to tell you because I haven't seen you for 2 weeks.
But, and let me just say this. Make sure that you say, okay, now this is not even the question. This is just like in general advice. Like, if you have something to say, like that's something that bothers you, please wait. Like, say it at the appropriate time. Do not wait for it to be like they're making a big announcement about something exciting or they have beef with you. I can't stand when you bring something to somebody and then they want to bring something. Like, you could have been.
You had plenty of opportunities.
You could have been did. So yeah, make sure that when you bring it up, it makes sense. Like, because sometimes it gives like, okay, well, why didn't you just say it then? It's like, oh, because I had to process it. But it's like, okay, but was right now the right time to say it? No, it wasn't. So yeah, there's that, and that takes us right into the next question, which is this, and I don't know, Jane, you'll have to answer this really. I have a coworker who always overshares and holds me hostage for her story time. How do I tell her I don't care? Because you work in a office and it's like open space.
Yeah, where we talk all the time about whatever. It's hard because I always care about what everyone's saying because I'd be like, I'd rather listen to you than do any work.
Ooh.
Pretend you're always on a meeting. Or like always pretend like you have a meeting like scheduled. But I think, because I saw who wrote this, where they work, everyone can kind of see each other's schedules.
I don't know if they have access like that or if people are truly checking like, oh, let me go spill this tea because I know she's out of a meeting. I don't really think they care that much. But people have pop-up meetings all the time. It may not be on the schedule in general. But I don't know because, let me tell you, that's how work is. People just have a spirit of share at work. I don't know I don't have that spirit. That does not come over me when I'm at work.
I have that spirit.
You do? Well...
I'm also just not, unless we've developed a rapport of like sharing, like that's it. I'm not about to just go to anyone.
Some people do.
Yeah, that's weird. But like if we both, like me, I have one coworker where we like, we'll literally sit there and talk about everything. Like that's just what we do. But other coworkers is very like, keep it cute. I don't want to hear your story. I don't want you to hear mine.
Yeah, but
like,
how did you get there? To the keep it cute, or was it always established that way?
It was always like, or they share a story and it's quick and it's polished and tight, and we can get right out of that.
Honestly, I think your best bet is to just be like, let's give this person a name. No, I'm trying to think of the names that they all probably work in that office for real. Let's say Lucille, literally, this story about your husband is riveting, and I would love to hear more, but I do have to get back his paperwork. Let's set up a time to have lunch. Because I like, girl, all these stories are so good, but, these walls are thin, girl. Pretend like you don't want to hear at that moment because, like, people be in people's business, which is true. Like, why are you telling people about your divorce in this echoous space? So, yeah, maybe, set up a time to meet. And I think it is kind of trifling to set up stuff or say something, even if you don't mean it. Like, that kind of gets on my nerves. And people are like, let's meet for drinks, but they truly don't mean it. I don't know if Jaden does that, but your silence makes me feel like you do. Say what you mean. So maybe just be like, listen, Lucille. Or you know what? Just... it's 2022. Just straight up be like, girl, I'm not comfortable talking about your husband. Or maybe you tell stories more so that they become annoyed. Like, you share more. Like, if you start talking more than them, they're like, oh, I didn't come to listen, babe. And I didn't come to listen. I came to talk.
Always cut that person off. Like, in the midst of them talking, like, cut them off and do the most annoying thing possible. Like, share something you would have done instead, or like
give unsolicited advice for no reason at all.
Right.
But you know what?
Or about anything. Like, girl, like in the midst of Lucille talking about like her awful ex-husband and their nasty divorce, be like, right, girl, but did you see that Trader Joe's had eggplants 6 pounds for $2. Like, let's wake that up.
I'm intrigued by this deal.
Yes.
Yeah, no, cut Lucille off. But also, because I know who asked this question, this is what you get, honestly. This is not for everybody, but this is for you specifically.
No,
because you want to be all friendly,
yeah.
kiki, and laughing with people at work. I told you not to be doing all that. Friendliness.
Literally. See,
girl.
And that's what I'm saying. You have to know from the jump. Like, I'm not accepting. It's like, okay, they say when you have a dog, which Amira would know, child. When you have a dog, it's an always or nothing situation with them. Like, when, like getting on couch or like being able to do certain things, it's always or never. They don't understand that they can sometimes do it and sometimes can't. And it's that situation. Like, when I'm going to a new place of work, it's either we always going to chat or I'm never going to chat. Or it's person to person. Like, me and my one coworker, we can always get into it. But me and my other one, we know, like, it stops at a certain topic, and that's it.
And you know what? That's good. I mean, it's too late now. You can't go back.
Yeah.
But honestly, you know what? Since you can't go back, I'm sorry, baby. You're stuck. But you know what makes it more bearable for me? When people at work talk to me about things I definitely don't care about. When you're listening, just remember that it's going to be a great story about how annoying your coworkers are. And then you could just like mine the story for jokes. Like, oh my gosh, this annoying coworker is this. It's just like a funny story. Like, it's just a fun thing. Imagine your life as a sitcom, essentially.
Right.
And this is the part of the show that kind of just drones on and on and on. And then it just cuts to commercial. And it comes back and we're still talking with her. And then it's fun because you're like on TV. Except you're not, and you got what you deserved for being too friendly at work.
Tell your family all their business.
No. Because I know who this is, don't tell your family all their business. Because we also don't want to hear about Lucille's divorce unless you package it and add more juicy tea about it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, package it or repurpose it in a way to where, like, it's more appealing to your family. And it's your own personal sitcom. Like, it's like every Tuesday watching Abbott Elementary.
Ugh.
Every Thursday, you know that after your Thursday meeting with this person in the same department, like, you're going to have to walk to the office. And every time you're on this walk, you get an update. So now, Thursday night, when you talking to your family, everyone gathers around doing their puzzles. And, like, we talk about Lucille's divorce.
Yeah.
And we co-opt for advice to give Lucille.
To take back.
Yeah.
Like a panel. Yeah. And you know what? You'd probably miss it. If Lucille wasn't giving you the tea, you'd be like, what happened? What happened next? Like, there's no way that they can package it so that you're like wrapped up neatly in a bow. It's not TV. You're going to want to know what happens next. Trust me. You'd miss it. Next question. And yeah, for other people who I don't know, you don't deserve that. But for the person who wrote this question in, I told you to stop being so nice at work. Anyway, the next question. This person's best friend forever. I'm sorry, it says BFF. This person's BFF has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is kind of a gold digger, we think. They go on trips, concerts, etc., and the BFF pays for it all, and the girlfriend just kind of takes. I like how this is going so far. The girlfriend lost her job and won't take the BFF's hints to get a new job. The BFF has tons of money. That's just for some little extra details. The girlfriend has become overbearing, and the best friend has been venting about it. Snooze. My friend says she wants to say something to her girlfriend someone else wants to step in for best friend and tell the girlfriend about herself to save the relationship, to help save the relationship. Should this external person in this relationship, okay, I'm asking the question in a biased way, I'm sorry, let me read it how it's written. Should she intervene or let it burn? But let me ask again in the way that this is what it really says. This is the subtext. Should this person who's not involved in the relationship intervene in this relationship that doesn't have anything to do with them, or mind their business?
Mind your business.
Mind your business. I mean, if your friend is getting gold digged, they're getting gold digged. I'm sorry.
Because
that's
they speak up. And honestly, because send them this way.
At this
Don't
point,
worry.
Share.
Right. They have the money.
Honestly, I'm not mad at the girlfriend. I know that you wrote in and you wanted me to not be, but this is just, I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry.
Well, okay.
Like, it doesn't say the girlfriend's a bad person.
No. It doesn't say any of that. It doesn't say that the girlfriend cheated.
It doesn't say she's annoying.
Like,
it just says she's overbearing sometimes. Okay.
And
she
she
lost her job.
And the person's venting. Like, it's hard times out here.
Me and Jaden looking for jobs since 2020.
No, like, legit. And if anything, okay, let me give some actual advice to.
Oh, that was my actual advice.
Right. No, absolutely. You are not in the relationship. You are a friend to a person in the relationship. The only thing you can, should, or will do is tell your friend to speak up and say something or do something about it.
For sure.
If they will not do it, it is not your job to do a thing. It is not your. Let me say it again. It is not your job to do a thing.
Closer to the
Your
mic.
only job as a friend, as a BFF, I really moved up. As a BFF, is to implore your friend to do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Like, you are not part of this relationship in the same way that they are part of this relationship. So you need to step back. Put it back.
Especially the line about the girlfriend won't take the hints. What are we hinting about?
Why?
My mom never hinted to me about getting a job. She simply said those words exactly. You need to get a job. It's really easy to say, actually. I mean, what does a hinting at a job sound like? Like, ooh, you probably hate being home all day. 'Cause no, I actually love it.
I don't. Because, and also, like, here we go. Life is about boundaries. You aren't setting any. Or if you are setting some, you aren't standing on them and honoring them yourself. Because if I, as your partner, am here every day, eat, and someone else is paying for it, sleep, someone else paying for it, get new things, and someone else paying for it, why would I give that up?
Why would you give that up?
Put yourself in the girlfriend's shoes. Why would she get that up?
But also put yourself even in your own shoes. How do you think that will play out? How do you think it will play out if you went to this person? Because how can you nicely say that? Like, you're a gold digger, or you're taking advantage of my friend and I don't like that. Oh, baby, I'm about to rev it up. I'm about to take more advantage. You thought I was taking advantage before? Watch me work.
Yeah.
People can get really petty.
No, I was doing it. Yeah.
People can get petty, and if the goal is to save the relationship, I don't see how letting the girlfriend know that not only is their partner not even comfortable talking to them straight up directly, but they've been talking about it with other people who are now stepping in on their behalf.
Right. Venting is one thing, but them about to act on it, it's a lot.
If the BFF knows, they need to put a stop to that. Like, literally, I'll talk to her. It's fine. But I'm trying to think, like, I love my friends, blah, 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 but I can't imagine loving them so much and getting involved. Like, unless somebody is, like, abusive.
Unless it's domestic.
Yeah, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. But this isn't abusive. Taking money isn't abusive. It also doesn't say that they have access to their credit cards and just swipe it. It says they go on trips and the best friend pays. Yeah. She put her card on the table. She consented to it, even if she didn't want to. She could then later say, hey, do you think maybe we could go Dutch sometimes? Like, do you think maybe we could split it just because blah, blah, blah. But also, how long were they together? That's the context. Because if they were only together for like 5 days before she lost her job, she's got to go. But if they've been together, holding it down for more time together when she had a job versus now that she's unemployed, I think it's kind of trifling to just break up with her because she's unemployed. Like, hello?
Right.
Help her get a job.
It'll be trifling to call her a gold digger when she had a job, lost her job, and now is needing financial support. And has anyone helped her look for a job?
But also, spending money on events, I wouldn't even consider that gold diggery. Like, it doesn't say anything about material things that you could actually tangibly touch. Like, jewelry, clothes, shoes, bags. That gives me gold digger vibes. Maybe maybe there's a different name for it, like experience digger or something, because gold is like tangible. A trip is not technically tangible. A concert is not tangible. That's gone. That memory is only in their mind. Real gold diggers want to be able to hold their loot. So I think this person, this isn't even the question, but I don't think that this person is a gold digger. Obviously, I have way less details than everybody else involved. But just based off of the details that are important enough to put in the text, I don't think she's a gold digger, but I do think that the best friend needs to talk to her girlfriend. Because, come on now, why are other people having to get involved? Treat this relationship, even though it's non-marital, like it's a marriage and mind your business. Because I don't believe in friends being right.
Yeah.
I don't believe in friends being in people's relationship business. It's messy.
Let's go back to expressing our emotions.
Right. Go back to there. See that text. Okay, so that's that advice for that. And you know what? I like these juicy questions. Put these juicy situations in there. I like the questions too about what types of drugs to do. But I really like the questions that are juicy like this.
Yeah, where we get the tea.
Well, okay.
Okay, so this has been another long, hopefully you enjoyed, episode of Ciao. Anyway, with Jaden
and Amira, you can listen to Ciao. Anyway, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We drop new episodes every week, usually on Monday, but you'll see it when you see it. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Ciao. At Ciao Anyway Podcast. Honestly, follow us because there's so many updates. Put our notifications on. Let's wake that up. Put the notifications on. We do not post that much. You will not be getting that many notifications from us, but we do like to engage with our audience, so it's really helpful that y'all are engaged with us.
Like, share, subscribe. Also, Jaden has on merch, and let me just say, I'm biased, obviously, but it looks great.
Thank you.
So also get some merch from the website that's called ChildAnywayPod.com.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what it's called.
Honestly, we should just put it in the document.
I know. I'm gonna have to write it down.
But I think it's more fun to never know. ChildAnyway.com.
Okay, ChildAnyway.com, even easier. Get you some merch, but first share, subscribe, leave a review so we can read it on the podcast because, we like reading stuff that people write.
We do.
It's fun.
What else do we talk about?
Yeah.
Child, go pump some gas.
Ooh.
Do a puzzle. Don't go to Dollar Tree.
No.
Child, be a gold digger if you need to be.
I second that.
Download Leafly for all your marijuana inquiries.
Is it free? Wait, is it free? The app?
It's free, yeah.
Okay, but the drugs aren't free, so okay. It balances.
No. It also shows you dispensaries and everything. Whatever. Also, our next episode is our 50th.
Oh my gosh.
So be prepared. Put our notifications on Instagram because we have something coming. So be prepared for that. And do all that and look at that skin, child. Just watch it glow.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.